Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
Two
Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time Joe has a new distinction, you'll be alerted to it.
What does that mean?
You have a new feather in your cap today, sir. I'm very, very proud to introduce the newest dive master in the Fort Lauderdale area. It's Joe Stauffer.
What is that?
I don't know. It's my big wheel truck rally announcer voice. That's what that is. I'm so excited. Are you excited?
I am. So I definitely learned some things today. Going on a deep dive, and the last time you were on that particular dive rack was with somebody who recently passed away, is stressful.
It is stressful.
In current, deep at 126 feet. And I learned that deep diving does not work well with the CGM.
The CGMs, they don't like the deep waters, apparently.
But I did learn that it spikes your glucose from less than 100 to over 150.
Boom. Should you stop diving?
No.
Because that's a big spike.
No. Yeah, no, absolutely no. But it does. It is a super stressor on your body.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I'm getting a scam likely. My boyfriend's calling. Sorry.
So, hey, welcome to our Thursday live stream.
Welcome.
Our Thursday live streams are all about hanging out with our community, just hanging out with you guys.
What you want to talk about?
Answering your questions and comments. You can pretty much ask us anything within reason. Best way to ask us questions is to put @2crazyketos in the chat, or you can use the super chat function down below. That's a little $sign that's in the chat window. That helps benefit the channel, and it also highlights our screen and lets us know that you have a question. So we greatly appreciate for any support that you guys give us.
I have something to share.
Okay.
I am so stinking excited. Tomorrow for the weekend, my mom and I are going on a little girls' weekend. So we're going to stay 2 nights in a hotel up in the Orlando area just to hang out, be together. It's basically a delayed Mother's Day. And I'm very excited, and I'm trying to completely travel mommy's way, which is she really doesn't like going out to a lot of restaurants and stuff. Right? It's just not her favorite thing.
She doesn't go out at all.
She just is not a big restaurant person. And so I was going shopping today, getting food for us to prepare. I called ahead to make sure that the hotel that we're staying in has a microwave. So really excited about that. And then we had gotten the most beautiful gift from Lynette. Lynette said, in this gift says, we use this product all the time with my son. It might help you on your road trips. Line it with parchment paper to make for easy cleanup. It's a great way to have a hot meal on the go. So this could not come at a more timely time. And this is an electric lunchbox.
That is cool.
So you can put your food in there and warm it up inside of the lunchbox. It's got a steam outlet.
I've seen some people have that in their cars in the past.
Tableware. It's got your little fork and knife with it. It's got compartments that you can remove, so you can clean everything. And you either can use it with a plug-in for your car, or you can plug it in like a regular plug. So Lynette, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This is going with us. I went to Sprouts today because they had Teton hot dogs and sausages that mommy loves. And I thought, well, I'll bring that. And I think that will be a great way for us to heat that up. Thank you.
Carrie said that was a cool voice, Rachel.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Joe. Thank you very much.
Very excited.
Serena said, got put on call today. First Thursday live in a long time.
I am so glad you're here, Serena.
Carrie wants to know, what did the traffic lights say to the car?
Don't look. I'm about to change.
Nice.
Modesty.
Ola said, my high school friend tried scuba diving.
But
died scuba diving, but I
Oh.
still want to add it to my list.
Oh, I'm really glad that you pursued this. I think it was important for you and your dive instructor Hugh to like get in the water. I think that it was hard for him to
Yeah.
even get back in the water
No,
after.
we both struggled with it.
But I think it was really honoring. You actually said that you saved a seat
We
between
saved a
you.
seat between the two of us for Josh.
I love that. I love that so much. I think that was just a really good way to honor him. Take him with you on that dive, and I'm really excited for you. I was gonna ask.
I do have a favor to ask for people.
Well, before I forget, Ola, how is your dad doing? Because I know he's recovering from surgery. I just wanted to check on him.
So I have a picture of me, Hugh, and Josh, but it's dark.
Yeah.
I can color edit. I probably shouldn't see if Chris can do it or maybe his dad, but it needs to be color edited. The person who took it is dark. It's very dark because there's a white highlight in the background.
You just didn't get the sun right. You were
Yeah,
having
and-
fun in the moment.
Well, what we want to do is I'm going to have that photo. If we can repair the photo, I'm going to have it engraved on a rock.
Okay.
And then we're going to take it down to the spot where he passed away. And we're going to epoxy it to the wreck.
Wow.
But I need somebody to fix the photo first.
Okay.
So if anybody knows how to do that, maybe
Reach
Chris
out.
can do it for it. Let
us know.
And if you know anybody who does engraving on stones, that would be really
I
cool
love
too.
Miriam says, ask within reason, right? Like, and I mean, I think that the boundaries would be different for me and you because I'm like, ask me anything. I don't care. I'm good.
John, are you going to do a video on the Good Idea drinks? Yes, we are.
Yes.
So we actually got introduced to Good Idea a year ago, and when we were in Omaha, and then we had spent some time talking to them when we were at KetoCon, and we really liked them. And they have a lot of cool properties to them, including helping regulate your blood glucose, helping create more insulin sensitivity. They have really good ingredients, zero sweeteners. We're running some tests on them to verify
First
that,
up,
and then the video will come out.
First up was getting a CGM on because we want to be able to like monitor it to say like if they're claiming that this should lower our blood glucose, then we need to like be able to study
We're gonna
that.
push the limits. We're gonna eat some food, still keto.
Right.
But we're going to eat some foods that we know will cause our glucose to go up.
Maybe like
and
a berry.
And I'm not talking about like keto products. We're going to eat whole foods that I know will spike glucose and see what does it do to our glucose.
Okay.
Because the thing that I worry about is someone going, oh, that's going to lower my glucose so I can eat some stuff like an Oreo cookie and then take that. No, that's not the idea.
We don't want that is not a good idea. And I don't think that that's what they want either.
Debbie said, Rachel, you look great.
Well, thank you, Debbie. I am so stinking excited for the cruise. We've only got, 2 weeks? 2 weeks. And we will be packing it up. Yeah, exactly. In 2 weeks, we will have a live stream, and then the next morning, we fly out.
Right. Chris said Rachel is going on vacation before going. Rachel's going on vacation this weekend without me.
Yes.
She's going on vacation next weekend without me.
I am.
That one I'm kind of more jealous about. I actually have lacrosse games all weekend. It's a tournament. Next weekend, she's going on vacation to, like, hang out with our grandbaby.
I'm going to be spending the night over at Michelle and John Paul's so that I can hang out with Peyton, who is sitting up without any help right now. Like, it's amazing to me, like, how fast all of these changes are taking place. So Oma needs like a couple of nights with Peyton because that little girl is growing up too fast for my liking.
Well, I'm thinking about it since Chris Bear is in here.
Hey, Chris Bear.
Just a reminder, Keto Chow meetup coming.
Yes.
This weekend.
Oh
If
my
you're in
gracious.
the Utah area, head on over there. Our friend Kim Howerton is going to be there.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be awesome then.
So, yeah, absolutely. They will be streaming it live.
So don't miss it.
On the Keto Chow website for free.
Hello.
On Keto Chow's YouTube channel.
Because Keto Chow.
Yeah.
That's just such a Keto Chow thing to do.
It really is.
Be awesome. Be nice. Be generous. Freaking Keto Chow.
Wendy said hello from Central Florida.
Hi,
I finally
Wendy.
caught you guys live. The Ferret said,
Hey.
long weekend this weekend for all the Canadians out there. I have tomorrow off too. Woot woot.
Woot woot. Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Oh, Jason said I have an electric lunchbox. It
And
works great.
I know that like Keith and Shelly have talked about, they have something similar to it. I don't know if it's the same type of thing. It seems like I remember it being like a fabric one that
There's
Heath
a few
has.
different ones out there.
I looked in Heath's trunk and he showed me in his trunk he had some from a road trip because he was like using it to keep things warm.
Chrissy,
Hey,
favorite
Chrissy.
must-visit places in Florida. Okay,
Rachel and Joe's house.
Well, we're gonna take out Orlando.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna take out the theme parks. Okay.
The Keys.
Florida,
Any of them?
Florida Keys. I'm actually gonna go to the Springs.
Yes.
I'm gonna go head on over to like Silver Spring State Park,
Rainbow
Springs State Park. I mean, there's so much. It depends. Florida's a big state. People don't realize how big of a state Florida is, like lengthwise.
It's like 8 hours long. St. Augustine.
Kennedy Space Center.
I like Miami, like South Beach. I know, not your favorite thing, so I don't push it a lot, but I do like it. Talk about flavor, and if you're a foodie, there's so many flavors, so many nationalities. There's something for everybody there.
Yeah, here's the thing about Florida. Other than mountains, we have a little bit of everything. We have theme parks. We have water.
We have no seasons for you, but
we have
no elevation.
We have amazing state parks. We have the Ocala National Forest.
Yeah.
So lots of different things to do here. Just no mountains. If you like the beach, go to the beach. I am not a beach person. As funny as it sounds, I love being in the water, but I am not a beach person. The only time I go to the beach is when somebody is visiting and says, I want to go to the beach.
So the scuba diving, though.
I'm not in the beach.
I know, but you're out from the water.
I want to be in the water.
There you go.
I don't want to be at the beach.
You don't want
When I go to the beach, I only want to be in the water. The second you say, hey, let's go sit on the beach, yeah, let's go back home.
You want not sand. You don't like a bunch of sand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, even in a pool, like I want to be in the water or in my hotel room. I do not want to be sitting in the Chase Lounger at the pool.
I can
in the
sit,
water or find something else to do.
I can sit in the water all day, as you well know. But as long as my feet are in the water or some part of me, like I will take a kiddie pool. Am I the only adult that will sit her behind in a kiddie pool for like July 4th when it's hot as snot everywhere, all around the country? I love just sitting in a kiddie pool,
Do you remember
having a
our
conversation.
old house when we made a pool out of a tarp and chairs in our front lawn?
Hillbillies. That's what it is.
What was wrong with us?
I mean, I bet when we moved, they were probably like, wow, I can feel our real estate going
Rita's
up.
got that right. It's almost summer. Just leave the food on the seat and it'll be warm for you.
It's kind of you can like cook stuff. I know that like putting it on top of the hood of the car, John Paul has like joked about how like electricians like to like cook up their lunches in funny ways.
Robin used something very similar when she was truck driving around the
neat.
United States. It helped keep me low carb and save money.
Well, and okay, so speaking of truck driving, which Robin F., total rock star, was a truck driver too. But we recently had a podcast with Carnivore Werewolf, and I thought that it was just so much fun. So check it out. It's on all of the major podcasting platforms if you didn't already hear that episode. It was so interesting talking to him, and he really got me thinking about how gas stations and truck stops, which we use a lot because we have a landscaping business and we lived on the road, right? And I mean, you know, you're dirty and messy from being a landscaper. Nobody is going to allow you into their home to like utilize the restroom, right? So we're at gas stations all the time just because you have to go to the bathroom somewhere. And we became like aficionados on gas station food, which is why a lot of our recipes look like gas station food, right? We make those like hamburger rollers, like that.
Poop logs.
The poop logs, they're really good though. They're very delicious. It's just deceiving that they look terrible, but they are tasty if you've tried it. But we started talking about how gas stations and truck stops have really like short-sailed themselves because there's a lot of other grab-and-go things that they could be creating. One of the things that he recommended was like just ground beef, like cooked ground beef that you could scoop into a cup, maybe top with like things from the fixings bar like you would a hot dog, and like bring it, have it with a spoon or fork.
Right.
What else do you think? What are some other things
I
that
like
they
the
should
whole
add?
the meat thing. Like, again, in the podcast I mentioned, like, remember Roseanne? If you watch Roseanne, towards the end, what did they have? They had that lunchbox where it was just loose meat.
Loose meat.
Like, it was sloppy joes without the sauce. Like, sloppy joes, that was my jam.
They
like,
need.
But just give me, like, a cup of loose meat.
Wouldn't you utilize that? Like,
Absolutely.
It's almost like they've overshot the mark, and you'll go to a place like Wawa, and they're heavy on the subs and like pizza, right? Because but it's not like it's super easy to eat a sub in your car, right? Or salads. They'll have like salads, they'll have like omelet in a bowl. So why can't you just have like chopped up steak, or grilled chicken, grab and go?
No, I think it's all a good idea. Okay, we got some comments here.
Yeah.
Kat said, my husband travels a lot for his job, so he really only stays where they have a microwave and fridge in room. I cook his dinners on Sunday, and he takes them on his trip, and it never goes out to eat. That's awesome.
It's gonna save so much money. We have a nice variety, and the thing is that whatever we don't eat, I'm just gonna bring home, and we will eat it as groceries the following week. I really can't get a whole bunch of groceries out of going to a restaurant that much. Like, if we could go out to the Bodacious Barbecue restaurant up there. She's been there before and she really liked it, but I'm like, I can get a lot of hot dogs and sausage and have like breakfast, lunch, and dinner prepared for the same amount of money of maybe 2 times at a restaurant.
Yeah, Lynn said, isn't there a place called the Devil's Den? The Devil's Den is actually what kind of sparked Rachel into maybe scuba diving, because you can go snorkeling there. You can go diving there. Where I'm actually going to take Rachel diving in a different spring right outside of Ocala National Forest the end of June. The problem with Devil's Den is it's on private property, so they charge you like $40 or $50, but the other one is inside of Ocala National Forest, and so it's $12 to get in. Now we have like the National Park Pass, so it's free for us to get in.
We're cheap dates.
And so, but yeah, Devil's Den is really, really cool. It's basically an underground, it's like an underground spring, but there's a giant hole. It's really cool. We have a video. We went there not this past Christmas, the Christmas before. It was a family vacation. We took all the boys and everything.
Did you probably say Devil's Den in the vlog title? So like, if you look up 2 Crazy Ketos in Devil's Den, hopefully you'd find it.
Defense Wiz said, insulin sensitivity in a drink sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Again, we're doing some testing with it. Next week we're gonna do some like comparison food testing with it. The thing about that is we want to make sure we're gonna try to do this like a Chris Bear method. So like, one of the reasons, if any of you know that Chris did like the 100 days of keto chow, and he was trying to figure out the impact of fats. Well, keto chow is the perfect thing to only change out, where you're only going to change out fat, where he did 2 weeks with each fat. So, but we're going to try to do this where we literally go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, like have the same exact morning routine, eat the same exact food.
As much as we can.
Right.
You know how everybody plans.
Because any one of those things, like literally a 1 hour difference in sleep could have an effect on the glucose.
Don't put pressure on me, because I'm going to do my best, but what's going to happen is we're going to like naturally fall asleep the first night, and then the second night I'm going to be like, go to bed, Rachel, but don't think about it. But now all I can do is think about it.
Yeah. Suzanne said, my annual blood work came back with some scary results. Ferritin is almost 700, thyroid is messed up, and my liver is having issues. I'm a nervous wreck. After 4 years on strict keto, I am confused. I'm sorry, Suzanne. What I would do is try to hook up with a keto-friendly doctor. Maybe look into Dr. Boz or Dr. Sivas, Dr. Lenskis.
Or Jamie Seaman.
Dr. Seaman.
Dr. Fit and Fabulous.
Join Dr. Barry's private Mighty Network group, because then you can go in and kind of talk to him about some things. Some things with blood work, they're going to tell you, like, this is bad, but it's not bad when you look at your lifestyle and the overall thing. So, like, I just got a bunch of blood work done. I had to pass a physical for getting my Dive Master, and so I had to go to the doctor, and I ordered a whole bunch of labs from Own Your Labs, like, preemptively. Like, they're going to ask me for labs, And so I got my labs through Own Your Labs. We have a discount link down below. We don't make any money off of it, but I got a whole bunch of labs. I got my testosterone. I got a full thyroid panel. My full blood panel. I got the NMR, and that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the cholesterol results. But with all of that stuff, it was $150.
That's cheap.
Which is ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
And it was funny. So I got everything but the cholesterol back. But I know the cholesterol's probably high according to most doctors. But I'm going to do a video on it and compare where my labs were as soon as I get the cholesterol back. But I can tell you that, like, I don't care what the cholesterol is when I look at the other things, like fasting insulin 4.0, you know. I don't remember all the numbers. Like C-peptide was like 0.4 something. I mean, so when I look at all the rest of the numbers, I don't really care about the cholesterol because everything is like low risk, low risk, low risk, low risk, low risk, low risk. Of course, I did go to Rachel and go, I have a testosterone of 600, and she was like, why does that not surprise me?
I know.
She was like, did you really need to test your
He
testosterone?
was so proud of that, though. Very, very proud of that. But
well, it's scary when you hear that 40% of men over the age of 50 have a testosterone under 300, which is not good.
And I will tell you, Suzanne, like, don't be upset. Don't, like, get worried yet. Think about, like, okay, you've been eating this way. What was it like when if you were eating a lot of sugar and, like, heavily processed foods like we were, you know, years ago?
You might just have to tweak some things.
You might have to just tweak some things.
Yeah, Diane said, Rachel would really like to know about that cup that you were drinking from. It looks nice and big. It is a SodaStream bottle.
Yeah.
It's an old version, but you can buy the old ones for cheaper than the new ones on Amazon.
This is
so
called...
So they were like $7.
This is called, I'm not going to share any of the SodaStream in this bottle. Like this, you know, it's not a 2 liter, probably a 1 liter, is all mine. Like, and I put my straw in it and, like, I claimed it. So sorry, Joe.
Jazzy said,
hey, Jazzy.
I just made your peanut butter cookies for the first time. Absolutely delicious.
Yay!
Usually peanut butter is a binge food for me, but these cookies are so filling. I don't feel the need to eat them all.
I am so excited to hear that. I love, like, they're nice and easy to make. They passed my mother test for, are they, like, easy and fast enough to make? My mom likes things so simple. Like, she just wants to make things really easy. So when she's like, okay, I made your cookies, I'm like, oh my goodness, you made our cookies? Because it's, like, easy and fast.
Right.
That's when she'll do it.
Sky said, don't blink because she's going to be asking for the car keys before
I
you
know.
No, she's not allowed to drive. And I already bought her an outfit that she cannot date until she's 25.
Right. I'm so sure that, like, she probably has already outgrown that outfit.
Yeah.
You're going to cry.
Wendy said, thanks for sharing your
Hey,
trip
Wendy.
to the Keys, my favorite place to
Oh, I'm
visit.
so glad. Thanks for coming along.
Tina said, Silver Springs is beautiful. I grew up there back before it was a state park. A theme park called Six Gun Territory used to be down the road. Yeah, I remember going to those places.
Okay, so
took my mom to there used to be a water park over there too. And we took my mom there. And she broke her nose going down a water slide. I don't remember the name of that theme park. It was a water park, though.
Family trips.
Yeah.
What was interesting this week, because Silver Springs...
We were kids visiting when that happened.
Silver Springs reminds me of mermaids, because there were always, like, the mermaid shows there. And this week, you actually found out that there is, like, a local mermaid club.
Well, no, it's not a local... Well, there is a local one, but... So
it's a thing.
So in SSI, the dive agency that I work with, they have a mermaid program, and I thought that was just like
a joke,
like Girl Scouts for diving, for like we have
a badge.
So like introducing girls to the water.
I would be in.
We also have like there's programs for young kids who aren't old enough to dive yet to kind of they're the explorers. So I thought it was a girls program. No, it's a thing. Where you put on fins and the mermaid program teaches you how to swim with your feet strapped together in a mermaid costume. And how to go down underwater, you know, and hold your breath without hurting yourself.
I would like to take a class. I'm just saying, I would like to take a class.
We can arrange that.
I would like to take a class.
I believe
mermaid?
that Missy is a mermaid instructor.
if you can be anything, I feel like be a mermaid. Am I the only person that watched Splash and was like, I would like to be Daryl Hannah? And my name would be Eat, Eat. Remember she had that and it's like everything bursted because he was like, what's your name?
Miriam said, Two Crazy Ketos, I will sit with you on the beach, Rachel.
Thank
the boys
you.
will go fly drones into trees.
That's right. That is absolutely right. And in case you're new here, Joe and Chris Bear both enjoy
You were
flying
shopping
drones.
that day. You were not at the beach. You were shopping.
We were shopping. But they like to fly drones. And one day they went to the park to fly their drones and they brought like multiple drones. And so who got theirs stuck in the tree first?
I believe I got mine stuck in the tree.
So then
Then
Chris,
I think I got mine stuck in the tree. Then I ran my other drone to get the first one out.
Now they're
and
both
it got stuck. So then Chris used his to get my drone out of the tree, and it got stuck.
Now we got 3 in the tree.
And I ran to Home Depot and picked up PVC pipe to get it out. That did not work. So we had to call Anthony, who at the time was 20 years old. Hey, Anthony, we need you to drive over here 30 minutes out of your way and climb a tree to get our drones out of the tree.
Your dad and his friends has like lost their toys.
He just laughed the whole time.
It is still a tale told around family dinner tables. Whenever dad like says something like don't do something foolish, it's like pipe down, old man, cuz I remember getting your drones out of a tree.
Susan said, I'm new to the tribe.
Hey.
What are some great types of restaurants and food options to support staying on program?
What a
Any
great
place that serves meat.
Yeah, well, here's what I would say.
I'm gonna put that back up.
What you want to do, Susan, which welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. You want to train yourself as the customer because that's going to turn almost any restaurant into a keto-friendly restaurant because you just have to kind of like be bold enough to ask for what you need and think to yourself like if you were somebody who was allergic to an ingredient, if that ingredient would cause like pain and suffering to you, you would say like, hey, I need to check and make sure that this ingredient is not in this food because like it will hurt me, right? And then the wait staff would be like so glad and accommodating to be like, I don't want to hurt you either. So like, let me fix something that will be a blessing to you. And we have found over the years, it started out scary, but we were able to start just having conversations with like the wait staff. We would go on Yelp before we would go to a restaurant and we would look for things that were keto friendly. Like a lot of times you could even do like salad with like meat on it. You can ask for substitutions. So we have gone from like casual dining to fine dining, and there always seems to be something that we can find. Obviously, you're going to get the most bang for your buck at a place like a barbecue restaurant where you can buy meat by the pound because you're never needlessly dealing with like a side dish option. But again, anywhere, breakfast places, diners are a great place because they're used to a la carte offerings, right? So you can say, hey, I'd like to get an omelet and I'd like to get 2 sides of extra bacon with it. Or I'd like to swap out this for a hamburger patty. And they will gladly do it. In fact, we were not very long ago out with Anthony DiPatrio at a Denny's. Mm-hmm. And remember, they swapped out sides for a hamburger patty.
Yep.
And it was really cheap.
The extra hamburger patties were like $1.
Yeah. So
okay,
just
I got
be
a bunch
bold.
more. So Chris said, Miriam, on the other hand, wants to sit on the beach with her toes in the sand and not do anything else.
That is me. I just want to relax, no schedule, ocean sound, and like water. Just water. Just like feeling water on my feet I'm happy.
Shauna said, I don't mind the water, but I am not a fan of the sand.
Yeah.
There you go. That's me.
Yeah.
I just want to be in the water. That's all I want. Just give me the water.
I am very excited about this cruise because it's water and it's the sounds of the ocean water. You can be in the pool and not have sand. There's going to be like no sand in your bathing suit. I mean,
can we have a rule that you can't have a phone within like 100 yards of the pool? That's what the best thing about diving is. There's no phones. Somebody called me today. I was trying to get a hold of you. Sorry, I was underwater.
Well, here's the thing. I do want to get some pictures of you relaxing, so there will be a phone in my hand. I'm sorry, but...
Mary said, Rachel, I actually own an 8-foot by 2.5-foot deep kiddie pool. Fits in my floaty. I lay in the shade and I read.
Okay, Mary, this is why we're friends. Because that, to me, like, I would live there. That I would do all my work. Like, put a desk right inside of that kiddie pool. And that's where I would, that would be my office.
Mama Cat said, getting ready for our first camping trip of the season tomorrow. Planning all our meals, so I know we will be eating well and healthy.
Okay, so as a seasoned camper, Mama Cat, what are some of your go-to favorites when it comes to camping? Because I want to hear what is it that like you enjoy bringing along.
He said, Rachel is confirmed for attendance to the Parker Palace, but not Joe. Is there a story here? I don't like when my mom and dad are fighting.
Oh, no, we're both coming.
I thought I was pretty obvious. We've said it on video like 100 times. So
yeah.
Yeah, if one of us is coming, we're both going to be there. We're coming in early for it.
I'm still keeping my options open, Heath. That's what it is. No, I'm just kidding.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean... There's definitely better things out there. It's Beauty and the Beast as it is.
No, nobody's better than you.
Okay, thank you. Julie said, my blood sugar has been 105 to 120 during the day and then 79 to 89 at night after 6 p.m. I've been doing keto for 3 months with no cheating. I had 2 surgeries in April. Can that be the cause? Well, first of all, we are not doctors, nurses, or health professionals. We're just 2 people who've lost over 100 pounds and maintained that weight for the last 5 years. Everything we talk about is based on our own personal experience, what I learned from like my health coaching course, and also what we've learned from talking to people who are doctors, nurses, and health professionals. Could be a lot of things. Honestly, 105 to 120 is not horrible. I know some people are going to tell you it is. 79 to 89 is not horrible. What I worry about myself, okay, so my blood sugar is normally around 90. What I look for is it stable?
Yeah.
Is it stable? Can you bring that down? Yeah. If you've been doing Ketovore for 3 months, it may not be long enough. Maybe you're coming in with a bunch of insulin resistance issues. Maybe your body is still healing. So I would do my best to get a CGM.
Yes.
We have a video coming out on that. That one's also in the middle of being filmed. It's just a multiple day video. I will tell you that there's a company that we're going to be working with. I'm going to, maybe later on tonight, I can put a link in here. I didn't put a link in here, but I do have a link. I can pull it up actually in a second. But you can get a prescription for a CGM without going to your doctor for $39. They will then call that prescription into your local pharmacy, or you can get it directly from them. They will call it into your local pharmacy, and you will pay $70 to $100 for the entire month's worth of CGMs for the Freestyle Libre 3. That's a good deal.
That's a great deal.
If you don't have insurance, they tell you to use, what is that card you like that?
GoodRx.
The GoodRx will get a discount usually down to like $70. And they also give you a link where you can go and get one or get a coupon from Abbott, the creator of the Freestyle, to lower the price even more. So $70 plus $39 for your prescription for the month. And if you do multiple months, the prescription price is actually much cheaper. It's not $39 a month. Is pretty good to get a lot of information figuring out, like, is your blood sugar stable?
Yes.
It's better than finger pricking, and you can see, like, for example, I learned today that when I go diving, my blood sugar skyrockets to over 150. Does that mean I'm not going to go diving? Absolutely not. But now I can look at that and go, what if I would have just stuck my finger at that point? I'd be like, why is it so high? But I can see that it literally spiked up and spiked back down within 20 minutes, which just happened to be when I came back up on the surface. So, so that's what I would look at. One thing that might help you lower it, again, we don't know what you're eating, but would be increasing fat.
Yes.
So if you're eating a higher protein and not higher fat, that can result in a little bit higher glucose if your body is using some of the protein to create glucose because it feels like it's not getting enough fat.
Yeah.
So you have to consume fat on keto. I know a lot of people think that, like, oh my gosh, I have a bunch of fat to lose, so I don't need to eat fat. You do need to eat fat. It does prime the pump. You can't overeat it, but you do need to consume a decent amount of fat. At least 1 to 2 grams of fat per gram of protein. Here, you want to do this one and I will pull up that link?
Sure. Donna's here and says, I'm so sad I can't go on the cruise this year, but was planning for 2024, but now that's all up in the air because keto, a con Hack Your Life is on the same weekend. Really still sad. Yeah. It's just a scheduling thing. I mean, there's thankfully so many more low carb events going on year after year, then it starts to get kind of like you're gonna have these things where they get scheduled on top of each other, right? Like, or
they try to avoid. But
they try as best as they can, you know, and we try to help with that. Like, we actually happen to be at the Hard to Kill Summit in Omaha and was finding out when they would be having it this year. And at the same time, we were talking to people from the Keto Orlando Summit.
That was going to be the same weekend.
And it was going to be the same weekend. And we were able to, they were on their way to sign the papers for renting the facility. And we were able to stop them and say, like, hey, don't do them at the same time, because we were worried that speakers would be like, you know, have to make decisions like they're going to have to make for KetoCon. As whether or not you're going to go on, you know, on one or the other, because you can't be in two places at once. I mean, I've tried over the years, but like, it just, you know, as a mom, you try these things, but it just didn't work. So, so it's sad that like we're having to make kind of harder decisions about stuff because there's so many keto things going on. But I'm excited because there's always something. So if it's not the cruise, maybe you want to go to KetoCon or a local meetup. There's like all these local meetups happening all the time. It's really cool.
Carrie, I have a question.
Yes.
I saw where I can make ice cream with egg yolks and cream. That is still carnivore? Yes, it is. Just wondering your take on it.
Do it.
Yeah. Cream is carnivore. Even though I have heard people go, dairy is not carnivore. Dairy is...
Where'd it come from?
Absolutely carnivore. It comes from a cow or a goat or whatever mammal you're getting the milk from. That is 100% carnivore. Egg yolks are 100% carnivore. So that would be a carnivore ice cream. Now, if you add a sweetener to it, it technically would no longer be carnivore. It just depends on how strict you want to get.
Absolutely.
But you can absolutely do that, and that would be carnivore. Chrissy.
Hey, Chrissy.
Would you share your favorite must-have travel essentials?
Ooh, yes. Now, are you talking about like beauty care, or you're talking about like things that you would need to make keto easier? One travel essential that we go nowhere without is Redmond salt. And now
it goes to every restaurant.
We went to Mother's Day and I knew that they were going to have some of those like bacon wrapped chicken. Excuse me. The seltzer is like making me burp-tastic. But there were some other like chicken things that I knew were going to be in the menu, and there was like a fish ceviche that I really like. So I actually not only brought like regular Redmond salt, I actually brought their chili lime seasoning and put it right on the table. Like, I didn't know any better, right? Like, so there was all of this Redmond salt because the children are now very bougie about their salt too. Like Anthony, Caleb, they all want Redmond salt or nothing. So we just travel with it. It's actually in our car, like in the center console. It's everywhere. Redmond is everywhere. So that's a travel essential. As far as like, what do you, like something you take with you? What's a travel essential for you, keto-wise?
Keto brick and carnivore crisps.
Yeah.
Those are the two things. Keto bread, carnivore crisps, and electrolytes. Those are the big things I travel with.
Definitely.
And then our new traveling thing, when we go pretty much anywhere, we don't bring any shampoo, conditioner, any of that kind of stuff with us. We just stop at a local grocery store.
When we get there.
When we get there.
That's been a new like, you know, hack.
Yeah.
That we've been doing, because then I don't have to like pack all that stuff because it weighs down in your suitcase. And also it leaks. It leaks. Yeah. I do everything to make it not leak, and it leaks.
Robin said, is a wetsuit advised for snorkeling Devil's Den? Okay, so when we went to Devil's Den, and we went in December, and these are South Floridians.
It's cold.
We did it, and nobody had a wetsuit because we didn't own a wetsuit, and we were cold. The water temperature is 72 degrees year round. Now that weekend that we were there for a week, the air temperature was 40 degrees. So the water was warmer than the air. Getting out kind of stunk. Is it possible? I would say if you're not a Floridian, you're going to love it. If you are a Floridian, you may want to have a wetsuit. When we go diving, I will absolutely, when we go dive it, I will absolutely wear a wetsuit. When we go dive in the springs, which are also 72 degrees, I will be wearing probably a 5 mil wetsuit. Rachel only has a 3.5 mil, but she's better than I am. So,
I get cold.
I'm a wuss.
I do. I mean, I get cold.
But again, you've done the springs with no wetsuit at all. I'm a wuss. I'm wearing a 3.5 mil wetsuit, and our current water temperature is 80 degrees. We're both bringing a 2 mil wetsuit to go diving in Roatan.
Right.
So that just shows you.
Yeah.
So most people probably would not need it. Jennifer,
Jenny Lee.
Jenny Lee, does Redmond's salt seem sandy to anyone else? So Redmond's is a mineral salt. So there's not just salt in there. There's minerals in there. And
they don't take them out.
They don't take the minerals out. And honestly, you want that.
Yeah.
You want all of those different minerals. Always, when you're using it for your food, make sure you get the fine salt.
Yes.
They even have a popcorn salt. But get the fine salt. But you see people go, well, I want Himalayan pink salt. Redmond's is better, especially because it's coming from the United States. And you know their mining practices. You don't know the mining practices of the Himalayan pink salt.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, most of the Himalayan pink salt that you find here in the United States is not real Himalayan pink salt. A lot of times what they do is they actually get salt and they color it pink. And then tell you it's Himalayan pink salt.
And then send it to Ross Dress for less.
It's not Himalayan pink salt. It's very hard to find the real stuff. So, but Redmond's has minerals, and that's why you find it gritty, because there's minerals in there. Michelle is here and said Peyton is sleeping. Time to hang with the Keto family.
So good to see you. Oh my gosh. And Jenny, I don't know if you saw, she got her ribbon for her distinction. And, for the Gordon Sutter community.
Oh, Beth said both of our daughters were mermaids at Wiki Wachi Springs.
One got to be in a movie? How freaking cool is that, Beth?
That is really cool.
Oh my gosh, that is neat. Did they have to go through a lot of special training? Because that was what always blew my mind, was how long can these people hold their breath, right? Were there certain tricks that they were taught in order to be able to do it safely?
Nilly is here. We just finished recording a podcast with her yesterday.
I'm so
Can't wait to
excited.
get that edited. It should come out next week.
I make it weird though, don't I? I get really excited. It's not, you're not confused
ask Jeff.
that I am excited to see people, but I was really excited.
TC, why did my scan show my liver and my spleen are enlarged now that I've been on Carnivore for the last 6 months? Scan prior was nothing. I'm very confused and scared now I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think you made a horrible mistake.
No.
Again, we're not doctors. It probably has nothing to do with Carnivore. But again, I would reach out to a keto-friendly doctor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know where you are. Dr. Lenskis is somebody that's good.
Dr. Lenskis.
Dr. Rigby.
Yep.
There are several in the United States. Dr. Tony Hampton up in Chicago.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love him. He's going to be speaking at Keto Palooza this year.
Yes, he is. And
he
I
is
think
awesome.
He's going to be in Orlando, if I remember right.
Yay! Oh my gosh. That makes me really excited because he's awesome. Yeah, check it out. There's lots of, even a teledoc. It's worth it, right? It's worth it. You're going to have to pay in order to get an appointment with somebody, but it's going to be peace of mind because I think they're going to give you more of big picture and also what are some things that you can do to tweak your personal journey. So don't freak out. Let's just go and find out what's going on. I know that I can remember even my mom was so upset when she went to her regular primary care physician that she had been going to for years. And here she had put type 2 diabetes after 20 years in remission. And they were oh, but I'm not happy about how you're doing it. Like they were really trying to scare her, right?
Yeah.
But at that point, she's like, I'm well. I know the difference between sick and well. So yeah, no, I'm not going to do it your way.
Wendy said, I've been doing carnivore keto for the last few months. I've lost about 10 pounds so far, but feel much better and much more energy. I'm finding it hard in the evenings when I crave sweets. Add salt to your diet, especially at night.
Salt is good. And then also, you need to substitute and have something that you're doing at that same time. Because a lot of time, it's just that we're used to like a hand to mouth thing. It's almost like you're used to a behavior, right? It's if you are used to eating popcorn when you go to the movies, it's not like they have to go together. It's just that we work it into a habit, right? Where you like go to the movie theater and you're like, I want popcorn weirdly. Why do I want popcorn? Because you're used to just having it. You're used to like the hand to mouth action while you're watching a movie, you're used to a crunch. And so what you want to do is find something to fill that time, and it needs to be something that has the same like energy requirement, right? So if you're like, hey, I'm watching television late at night and that's what I'm craving it, think about other things that you could be doing at this, the same time. You could be like putting a puzzle together. As I was like, as a bridge from me eating a bunch of snacky food in the evenings, I started coloring, like in a coloring book, because it occupied my hands and it was something I could do without I would rather mindlessly color than mindlessly eat.
Yeah. Paul said that's a decent price for the Libre 3. That one has alerts. So Libre 3 versus the Libre 1 and Libre 2, you no longer have to tap. So it's got Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. It's just Rachel's actually wearing one right now.
I'm excited, so I don't know what it's going to be.
I fried mine in the ocean today.
99.
Now we have found that it is 15 points off from a blood test for her.
Yep.
So that means you're really somewhere around 85.
Okay.
So
is that 15? 99 minus.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Roughly 85, 84.
I was told there'd be no math in this relationship.
So you don't have to tap anymore. You can it just has it. You can share it with up to 20 people. So you can go on and say, like, let's say you have an accountability partner. You can share it with your doctor, or you can share it with friends through a special app. It's the Libre something. I shared my thing with you, but now, of course, I fried my thing. But so you can get up to 20 friends, and they can be in a group, and you send them an email. And so let's say Rachel's my accountability partner. She'll see my glucose. And so she could call me and go, what did you eat?
I know you're not doing something.
Right? So that's kind of stuff is cool. The only thing that I think it's missing compared to the Dexcom, which is ridiculously expensive, like $500.
It's missing $500?
You still can't calibrate it.
Okay.
So the Dexcom, and I had the G6, the Dexcom, you could actually go in and go, well, I did a blood test and this is what my blood glucose is. With this one, you can't do that. So you just kind of have to
mentally
manually
subtract.
know. And again, anybody who's played with CGMs will quickly learn that if you're not consuming enough water, if you don't have enough fluids, if you get dehydrated, you can show an elevated number. So what you're really looking at is you're looking for trends.
Yeah.
Like, is it, like, if you look at Rachel's...
I'm going to see if I can blow it up a little bit.
It's just this. There's no spikes she's had it in for 24 hours.
So if I can make
what are you doing?
If I can make it a little bit bigger, I'm trying to show that it's like all in the same line. See how there's nothing like huge happening and then
That's
way
24
low.
hours.
But this is 24 hours, and you see it's almost like in a handwriting line.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're looking for, right? So again, I'm willing to do the math equation to pay way less money for the CGM itself.
Yeah. And so here's the cool thing. I did put a link in I'll put it up again. I put a link up there for where you can get a CGM. The cool thing about this company is the idea behind them, what they are working on doing. So you can get the prescription, then you can also join in a program, which I think we're going to actually do, where they send you like a Keto Crate box every month, and you're going to test products for them. So you eat it, and then test your glucose, and because what you don't have to do that, and they have for all different diets. But what they're don't move it. I've got it over here.
Oh, sorry. I want to get back to the chat for a second. I'm trying to like.
What are you trying to do?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You keep talking. You're good.
Okay, but this is the better side.
Okay.
So what their plan is they're trying to create a database of products. So you know how we have like Chronometer, and when you do Chronometer, you can go to this grocery store and scan it, and here's all the nutrition. What they want to do is they're trying to create a database that you, as a user, could go to the grocery store, scan a product, and see what the average glucose reaction to that product is for people.
I am so excited about that because
that is the whole idea of this program. So you don't have to participate, but they're asking you. So you would download their Tastermonial app for free. And then if you eat something out of a package, like Good Idea,
scan it.
Or like this bar here that just came out of a keto crate, scan it. Then when you eat it, and then it will, and then put in what was your glucose reaction. And they want to have this database so that people can see, how bad is this on my glucose?
Now, think about that. Think about what that's going to mean. So first of all, I can see where that would be really like, that's going to be, consumers are going to be like, okay, I see it says keto, but if the average blood glucose is spiked this high, then I'm going to not purchase it, and I'm not going to waste my money on it. And I think that it's going to hold companies to a higher standard, right? Because that it's not like they're just going to get away with slapping keto on it. There's going to be like something attached to it.
And it will help to not just with keto.
Right.
It'll help with everybody.
Yeah.
Nurse Feelgood said, here is a tip. Do not join GoodRx. You can still use the codes. I knew that. They sell your information, and the smaller pharmacies here don't actually accept them because they will lose money.
Yeah, we have just used the codes. We have not joined the program.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just use it like in a moment.
Did you want this one?
Yes, I did.
So Serena said, I'm so excited I get accepted as a house supervisor position.
I am so stinking excited for you, Serena. You have worked so hard, and this is really going to change things. I'm excited to see what the difference in like your schedule and everything like does for you. Like, I'm super excited. Congratulations.
Candy said, can you please give me some examples of fat I can incorporate? I do feel all I eat is protein. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
You're going to start off with fatty cuts of meat. So, if possible, like I am not a ribeye fan. Just not. I do like prime rib, but I don't like ribeye because I don't want chewier fat. Like
I don't know what's wrong with them either.
It's a texture issue for me.
Okay.
So start with fatty cuts of meat. So ribeye, prime rib,
fattier hamburger,
even New York steak, New York strips. 80-20 ground beef. Don't buy the super lean ground beef like 93-7. You want the fatter. 80-20, 85-15, even 75-25. I'm good with 85-15, 80-20. That's 1-to-1 because then you're usually going to add some fat back in anyway. If you do have something leaner, add butter.
Right.
The best fat sources are always going to be animal-based fat. So butter, lard, tallow,
bacon
ghee,
grease,
bacon grease,
duck fat,
any of those kind of things. My personal opinion, butter is not dairy because yes, it's coming from cow's milk, but there's very little difference between tallow, and Chris and I were talking about this when we invaded Nilly and Lindsay's live stream the other day.
It's Nilly.
So
stop saying Nilly.
So there's very little difference between butter and tallow. Just a touch of milk solids.
Yeah.
Very, very different. I mean, and then when you go from ghee to tallow, there's almost no difference other than taste.
Right.
Because it's pure fat. So animal fats are the best place to start. After that, coconut oil, avocado oil, maybe olive oil. Those are the best oils. Avoid canola oil, sunflower oil, grapeseed oil, vegetable oil, soybean oil.
That's not good for anybody.
That's not good. That's got nothing to do with keto. That's just not healthy, period. Again, if you have something once in a blue moon and it's got a touch of it, that's not a big deal. It's when it's a major part of your diet. Like, try not to eat mayonnaise that's made with sunflower oil every single day because that's going to cause some inflammation. So just start with fatty meat and then add fat to everything. So you have a steak, put some butter on it. Cook your eggs in lots of butter.
It's really tasty too.
Bacon is a nice fatty meat, so 1-to-1. So this is where like bacon is a good thing.
One of the things that I've it still is like a go-to in our house is like the pizza. When you make like the pizza, and that's an old recipe like on our channel. We need to remake it, but like making the pizza and then after you've made it, pouring the oil back over the pizza. It's delicious, and it's just you get to enjoy that fat.
Okay, Sky, there are a few cons on the West Coast, but I see Las Vegas is on this year. Will you guys have a discount code for that? Are you going in October? So, we do not currently have a discount code that I know of for that. We are scheduled to speak at it. However, we have not heard from the organizer since last year.
Right.
I don't know. We are not 100% sure we're going to go yet because we did look and notice it is the week before Ketopalooza.
Yeah.
And so that's like, you got to go to Vegas. We're going to get home on Monday, and then we have to leave for Ketopalooza on Wednesday. And so I don't know. First of all, I don't know if we can financially swing that.
Yeah.
To go to that Las Vegas conference will probably cost us about $2,000.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we can financially swing that because most people don't realize that speaking of these conferences, we have to pay for ourselves to get there. We have to pay for our hotel. The only thing we get is admittance into there. We don't get paid to speak. We get a free ticket to get into the event.
Yeah.
That's all we get. And so hotels in Vegas, not cheap. I think that hotel for the 3 days, because they tack on like a resort fee, is going to be like $600 or something that.
It was going to be a couple grand for us to go.
Without even eating, it's going to be a couple $1,000. And I don't know if we can financially afford that and go to Ketopalooza the very following weekend.
Right.
And we are not missing keto. But we're not 100% decided yet.
Yeah.
We're still, but again, I have not heard from the organizers since last year.
We may be able to sell some things in the house and be able to go.
Mary said, what about wearing a CGM on one arm and a CKM on the other? How do you think that would work? Basically, you would need to know both, right? I personally do not really care about ketone levels. That's just me. I know other people are different. I think the more important number is glucose. Ketone numbers, number one, you can sway them. I could measure my ketones right now, and I can tell you if I measured them right now, they're probably a 0.3, 0.4. That's usually where I am, somewhere between a 0.3 and a 0.6. That's where I'm at. I can measure it and then say, hey, you want to see me have high ketones? And come back to you in 25 minutes, and I will guarantee you I will have over a 1. So what does that mean? I mean, I can go take some coconut oil. I can take some exogenous ketones. Lots of things impact that, and it's not a great number because if you have a 0.1 or a 0.2, that means you have ketones in your body. That means that your body is utilizing ketones because you have ketones in your body, unless you're taking alcohol, because then it's not using ketones. It's just kind of, your ketone levels will go up if you do alcohol. But I don't think it's the important number. The more important number is glucose. If you get a steady glucose and keeping that down, that is the more important number. I worry about the CKM because people are going to start chasing numbers. And if you watch our video where we actually talk to the folks from Keto Mojo, they actually said right there, right?
Don't chase numbers.
Do not chase ketones.
Right.
It's one tool. If you can only afford one, and I think that's a lot of money to have both of them, the CGM is a much more efficient tool.
It was interesting though, because I wore the continuous ketone monitor to find out that some of my highest ketone levels were when I was in the deepest state of sleep. So if you're,
but that's where they're supposed to be.
But again, if you are interested in bumping up those ketone numbers, sometimes it's not just in your plate, but it is in guarding your sleep.
Yes.
Guard your sleep. Do what you need to do to get some good rebooting sleep into your life, because it was really interesting to see man, I'm not even working at this. I'm just sleeping.
Yeah. Defense Wiz says, I hope Keto Bread comes back with Bell's brownie batter soon. I'm kicking myself not ordering
So is my
it.
mom.
That is why they are hidden very well in my house.
Yes, seriously. I was looking for some, like, because I was going to bring it to the trip and they were just like gone. I was able to make, thanks so much to like Shelly for getting me those little heart molds, silicone molds. So
I honestly am not even eating them myself because I'm afraid to run out. And like I bought 45 and I can tell you when they come back, if they come back, I'm buying 30 more.
Right.
I mean, I've got a ridiculous amount of keto brick, but I really like keto brick. I eat one at least every other day.
Yeah.
And I like variety. And lately I've been eating the blueberry. Rachel made a bunch of the pucks of. You did the cookies.
I did the milk and
cookies.
Milk and cookies. Milk and cookies is really freaking delicious.
And then you did, I think, the macadamia madness, right? Because that's what I left out for you, was macadamia madness. And the thing about macadamia madness and the Bell's brownie batter have the same exact color label.
Yes.
So they have the
I
same
got excited because I thought that it was.
Yeah.
I was like, aha, I found the Bell's one. And I was like, no, you did
There
not.
was one that you may have found. I don't know if you found it.
So Neely said that my ketones flatlined overnight must be why I was like voraciously hungry in the morning. Like, yeah, it's just really interesting. So I have just been trying to like reduce stress in my life since last November has been the journey, is what I've been doing, is where I'm trying to tweak my keto journey. It's been reducing stress and protecting sleep. That's really where I've been working on. And so it was very interesting to see like the better sleep. And I mean, I keep an Oura ring because again, I'm very interested in monitoring my sleep and what does that mean for me. And so it's weird to see the correlation between when I could read what the ring is saying that, oh, at this time, this is your deepest sleep. And then I could go to that ketone meter and it was telling me at exactly that moment, that's when I had my highest level of ketones for the whole day.
Right.
Totally rebooting.
Judith said, I'm new to the live chat. Discovered Two Crazy
Hey!
Ketos while watching Dr. Barry. My husband and I both use coarse and fine ground red mint salt. Just ordered our first element.
Oh, awesome.
I'm going to mention this only because it keeps showing up in our chat.
Yeah.
In our Facebook group.
Do it.
So Element, people put a bunch of things in our group that Element Grapefruit is back. It is only back if you have bought the big 4-packs in the past.
Right.
Or if you buy a 4-pack. So we have a link down below. The only way to get grapefruit currently is if you buy 4 boxes in a row and become a member of their like Insiders Club, I think is what they call it. Because even Miriam texted me and said, hey, grapefruit's back. I'm like, you have to buy 4 boxes.
Yeah. I think it's worth it.
If you use our link down below, you get the 4 boxes. You can get all 4 of grapefruit, or you can do variety of flavors. And then you will also get a sample pack of, I think there's 8 in the sample pack.
Yeah.
And that is honestly the cheapest way to buy it because it's basically buy 3, get 1 free. But you cannot currently get grapefruit unless you buy 4 boxes of Element in one time.
Yeah.
So that kind of answers it, and I can stop putting that into our chat.
Thanks, Chris.
Anything else before we go? Yeah, thank you. Chris is awesome.
You are awesome, Chris. Talk about like something that I'm very excited about going on the low carb cruise is Chris Bear will be speaking.
Yes.
On
he said
the
he
low
just finished
carb
his thing.
cruise.
Which so did you.
Oh my gosh, that's so weird. Did you finish it on? So it wasn't yesterday, Tuesday, right? Did you finish your?
It was the day I came home from my dive. Tuesday.
Did you finish your presentation on Tuesday, Chris? Because I finished the presentation on Tuesday. That'd be wild if we like finished at the same time. Like that's cool. But yes, I'm very excited. Chris is an amazing speaker and singer. I would really love it if we did karaoke and we could hear him sing again because it's heart melting. But he is an amazing speaker. So I'm really excited about this. Like definitely make sure if you're going on the low carb cruise, do not miss that session. You want to hear him speak because he's amazing. Finishes on Monday. Dang it. Of course you beat me. Of course.
Deb said, how do you get a coupon for the CGM? So again, if you go to that website for Tastermonial and you scroll down the bottom, like get a CGM, and if you look somewhere in the text, it does say like might be able to get your pharmacy to pay for it. In the pricing structure where it says it's like $70 to $100, and it says you can use the GoodRx, and then it also has a link for the Abbott coupon. So it's all on that website. Again, we only found out about them through actually Good Idea, and I'm like, this is awesome, because there are companies out there that can help you get a CGM if you have a doctor not willing to help you, but they're rather expensive at like $300 to $400 a month. And the only thing and honestly, the one company, which has been a great company, we've worked with them in the past, but you're getting the Freestyle Libre 1, whereas here you're getting the 3, and the 3 is just so much better. I mean, show them how small it is.
Oh my gosh, it's so small. Look at that. It looks like just an inflamed zit. I mean, I've had zits bigger than this, for real, right?
So yeah, that it's all on there. So we're just sharing about this company, and we're excited about what some of the stuff they're trying to do.
So I saw people talking about how like they liked Keto Chow, but like they haven't been using it because they don't like to drink their like meals. And I totally like get that, but I'm telling you, there is so many recipes that you can utilize Keto Chow with that I absolutely love. So like if you buy keto friendly ice cream, switch it out and make it with Keto Chow. If you like pudding, use our like egg pudding recipe with Keto Chow and make pudding. It's delicious. One of my absolute favorite things that we've been having a lot lately, because I keep pressing like, let's do it again, is the chicken and the shrimp that we bread with Keto Chow. And it's all of the spring flavors, like key lime. We've been doing orange mango. The pina colada is really where we started that recipe. But I got to tell you, orange mango is like where it's at. Guava grapefruit, I bet, would be really good also.
So I'm just like, I kind of keep catching this out of the corner of my eye. Miriam having a discussion with someone about vegetables.
Okay.
Vegetables are perfectly fine on keto. For some people, their body doesn't do well on them. Other people, they do. The best thing to do is do an elimination diet like beef, butter, bacon, egg for 30, 60, or 90 days, and then slowly incorporate things back in and see how things react. Some people don't do well with nightshades, but overall, vegetables aren't going to kill you. Now, we do not get the nutrients from vegetables that many people think we do. Vegetables in excess, I would say, are not super great. The biggest problem with vegetables is we do not get the nutrients that we think we do. You can get a lot more vitamins and nutrients from eating beef and salmon roe and other things than you can from vegetables, but overall, they're not bad. Dr. Berry will tell you vegetables are part of the proper human diet. Carnivore is not the only way to eat. Carnivore is keto. So for people who are carnivore, if you're eating carnivore, you're eating keto. You're just eating a stricter version of keto.
Didn't you love when Carnivore Werewolf was talking about that?
It's just, and he was a vegan who became a carnivore.
It was cool.
But
cool story.
Here's the thing is, a proper human diet is low carbohydrate, under 100 total carbs, all the way down to 5, depending on where your metabolic flexibility is. And it includes meat, vegetables, and fruit.
What?
But how much of that you can eat depends on where your body is metabolically. Just like grains. Grains inherently, if we're in a famine, I'm eating grains.
I don't want to die.
They're not the healthiest thing for you, but you will survive on grains.
Right. Like, you know? if you got to that point, you'd probably, what does Dr. Berry say? Like, if you would eat your shoe. You'd eat your shoe.
Okay,
right?
Couple more before we get off. 24CIF wanted to know what is in our creamy now.
Oh, Keto Chow.
Keto Chow.
Keto Chow, pretty much exclusively.
Is this LFBO?
Yeah.
When or how we'll be able to view the KetoCon videos? Check out their website. She said it was going to take about 30 days, so it should be coming close up. You might want to send them an email. I have not yet seen an email that they're available yet. Wendy, thank you for sharing your feedback and our questions for all you do. Where do I find your great recipes?
Well, you can go to our website, which is twoCrazyKetos.com. And then there's like a drop down bar, and there's recipes is like a tab that you can look at. And that's got like all of our recipes, even ones we haven't made a video for. But there's lots of different recipes that we've done. So we tried to connect videos with them if we have a video made for it. But check that out, and there's lots of stuff there. What are some of your favorite ones, like your go-to ones? Definitely like make the folio cheese wrap.
Carnivore chicken nuggets.
Carnivore chicken nuggets.
Chili.
I love our Mexican shredded chicken.
Yeah.
I love that too. There's lots of casseroles where you can meal prep and be able to utilize that. It's good.
Exposing Darkness. What is the difference between the Hard to Kill Summit and Keto Palooza? Number one location. One's in Omaha. One is in Kentucky. Keto Palooza is more of a family reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to Kill Summer. Lots of doctors. Really cool information. It's a small conference, but it's really cool. We love going up there. We love Jamie and Jay. Keto Palooza has speakers, but really focuses on community, which is why it's one we will never, ever, ever miss. Autumn does an amazing job at things like a 5K walk together, karaoke, playing games, getting to know each other, meals together. So it's a family reunion, and there's some speakers there.
Yeah, so somebody was saying right here, is it Jillian's Healthy Keto Life says, I wish that there was a keto buffet restaurant. That's Keto Palooza.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like a family style, everybody's eating together, hanging out. Like, yep. I love it.
Okay, JC, Joe, I tried to get a Freestyle Libre CGM trial from Abbott Labs. I was told no, my insurance company won't pay because I'm not on insulin, though I am a type 2. How can everyone else seem to get one? My insurance doesn't pay for it. It costs me $75.
Yeah.
If you go through that thing, it's going to cost you. I just ordered 2 more. So we had a prescription. I went through this company. I got a thing. I sent it to a different pharmacy because I wanted to try this out because I have a refill on order at Walgreens, and I didn't want this prescription to come into Walgreens and then mess with my refills. So I sent it to CVS, and I was able to go over to CVS and pick it up, and it cost me $70. I did not give him any insurance or anything. So
yeah, and see, because I mean, I'm really glad because again, that was our mission when we went to KetoCon. Because so many people have been saying they wanted to get access to a CGM, but like it was just so expensive or just not possible at all. So we're hoping that this is something that you would be able to utilize. I even think about like Just Jason Keto. Because he was talking about like in Canada it could be challenging. So I'm wondering if even somebody in Canada could be able to utilize this link and be able to hopefully get a CGM.
So the couple of things that they do, is you can either have it sent right to your pharmacy, or they will provide you with the CGM. So if you really wanted to. So I'm looking on here for a month, if your CGM, your prescription, and the sensors, along with like a blood sugar challenge kit, which is like foods to test and stuff like that, would be $194.
That's way cheaper.
But again, you can have it sent to the pharmacy, and that's them because they have to order them and all that kind of stuff. So you're better off just have it sent right to your pharmacy. But sometimes it's arguing with your insurance companies. I don't understand why insurance companies don't want to pay for it. Insurance companies don't want to pay for A1C tests.
Right. And you're thinking about like how many things that like if you had eyes on your health in this way, like the information that a CGM provides could help you make good decisions so that they're not paying out big amounts of money for things in the future. Right. Like we could get a handle on things right now. Yeah. So. And
Beth said, my doctor said no to the CGM even though I've been a pre-diabetic since 2016. And again, I'm going to tell you what Dr. Berry told me. Rachel hates it when I tell you this, but I'm going to tell you what Dr. Berry told me. If your doctor says no, go to your doctor and say, okay, I am a pre-diabetic.
Don't do this.
Yes, you should absolutely do this. I am a pre-diabetic. I want a CGM that I am willing to pay for out of my own pocket so that I cannot get diabetes. And you're telling me no. So I want you to notate in my chart that you are saying no to something that I am willing to pay for, and I want a copy of that right now. And as Dr. Berry said, watch how fast your doctor will write you that prescription. Because what you are basically telling him is, if I get diabetes, I am suing you because you denied me a way to help prevent it. And so that's one way. Or you can just go through like testimonial.
Him talking about that scenario.
But it works. But it works.
Actually raised my glucose.
But it works.
Just the thought of it gives me such sweaty armpits that it actually bumps up my glucose.
So, anyway, that's why we like testimonial though. Testimonial will do that. You know, you don't even have to bother going. You don't have to have the awkward conversation.
Please, no awkward conversations.
So it's just, to me, it's a great tool. If you're not a diabetic, I think everybody on keto should use it at least once.
Just to see what's going on.
Just my opinion.
I think keto or not keto, right? Because I think that...
I think if you're not keto and you use it, you'll become keto.
I was going to say, because you're going to see that, like, the choices you make with food do have an impact. They matter. And you're thinking, well, just one. Like, I liked how Dr. Linskus was talking about how people have just one won't hurt me attitude. Like one cookie, one apple even sometimes. And so that when they notice, like, wow, that was just one thing, like that impacted it majorly.
I have to answer this before we get off. Shauna said, you said heavy whipping cream and butter were basically the same. I don't think I said that.
Basically the same.
If I did that now, tallow and butter are the same, not heavy whipping cream. All heavy whipping cream has carbs. I think she was just trying to get me to say that.
Yeah.
All heavy whipping, if you are new and your heavy whipping cream label says 0 on it, they're lying. All heavy whipping cream has 0.413 grams of carbs per serving, which is a tablespoon. Butter is 0, or it's actually 0.000 some ridiculous number.
We'll get it tattooed on your chest.
So, everybody have a great night.
We love you.
We'll see you on Monday.